All right. How's everybody feeling out there? My name's Zeke Ali. I want to welcome you to another Free Coaching Friday. Oh my goodness. Been a heck of a week. How about you? I hope you're feeling good. This weekend we discussed a whole lot of real cool stuff, man. I don't know if you've been tuning in all week, but we had a heck of a week, right? Monday we talked about 9 signs you have high emotional intelligence. Then Tuesday we talked about 9 more of them. Wednesday we discussed 5 ways perfectionism leads to poverty. Okay, y'all remember that? And then today is Free Coaching Friday. Yesterday we ended it all up with 5 reasons that business didn't buy from you. A lot of people don't realize that, man. It's about understanding that client. It ain't really about a lot else. It's really about understanding that client, man. I don't know if a lot of us realize how good we could be if we just use a little empathy, man. A lot of times it ain't a whole lot they looking from us. They just want to be understood, man. And that's what a follower is, man. It's somebody that wants to be understood. You got to understand. Your clients want to be understood. They want to feel like they got a real friend out there. You know what I mean? It's time to check in. How you feeling? Let them know where you're checking in from. It's Free Coaching Friday, man. I mean, you get free promo. Not only rep your city, but let them know what kind of business you got. It's Free Coaching Friday, y'all. But yeah, and what was your favorite class this week? Which one stood out the most to you? I would love to hear it. Did you like the one we did on poverty, coming from perfectionism? Did you like the one that we did about how these are signs you have high emotional intelligence? What was your favorite class this week? Anybody want to share? It's almost time to call in on this live line, y'all. We about to get this thing started. Hey, let them know where you calling in from. All right then, Miami in the house. Good morning. Let them know you are here. Whether you're watching on the Facebook, whether you're rocking with us on YouTube, let's get this party started. Share this with a business owner you know. It's time for us to get this party started. What's up, Jakenya? Man, Jakenya, listen, even if it's just me and you, we gonna rock. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my man Dexter in the house. Let's get it. Okay, Kim in the house. What's up? All right, we can start it in about 2 minutes. Definitely looking forward to hearing any questions that you have about how you have been running your thing this week. How you feeling about your business this week? What I love about entrepreneurship is our destiny is always in our hands. You know what I mean? I love that. I love the fact, okay, you do a mural service. Well, fortunately, I know there's a lot of business out there for you right now. My goodness, what an incredible profession to be in. What about you? What kind of business do you have? We about to call in on the Millionaire Mind Line. It's 667-776-9461. 667-776-9461 is the affirmation line if you want to rock with us. Sometimes when you're rocking with us on the live streaming, you don't get the affirmations. Or sometimes when you're rocking with us on one of these replays, you don't get the affirmations. Give me a replay, gang, if you're just now tuning in. If you're watching the replay,
you have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you.
Facts.
Just hold on.
There are. Please enter your
facts. All facts. How you feeling this morning? Good morning, millionaire.
Please announce yourself.
All right, let's get this party started.
All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
Okay. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. My name is Haziq Ali, and check it out. I eat nose for breakfast. You hear me? I eat nose for breakfast. I love this game of entrepreneurship, man, because at any given day, my whole life could change. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Any given day, this could be the day that you meet the person, okay? You get the idea, okay? The resource falls into your lap that could change everything. Oh, don't be in a home-based business. You hear me? In a home-based business, you never know who's about to come out the blue. You hear me? My man Arsenio checking in. Okay, we working on that picture, Arsenio. I love it. My man D Money in the house. All right, so what we're here to do today is talk about your business. All this week, we talked about some really cool things. On Monday, we talked about 9 signs that you have high emotional intelligence, right? And then on Tuesday, we talked about 9 more. Those were actually the most viewed this week, at least on YouTube. And then on Wednesday, we talked about 5 ways perfectionism leads to poverty. Were y'all there for that? 5 ways perfectionism leads to poverty. And then Thursday, we talked about the 5 reasons that business didn't buy from you. Because a lot of people don't realize that it's about us understanding that client. We talked about that a little bit earlier when I was kind of doing the intro, but I know they didn't hear me on the phone line. Which one of those was your favorite class this week? I'm just curious. Can I get that in the comments? What did you mostly enjoy talking about this week? And then since it's Free Coaching Friday, I sent out our newsletter yesterday, and we gave them some tips on closing. But I got a real interesting question back that I kind of wanted to kick it with. While you're getting your questions together, I'll just start with some of the questions that came in from the newsletter, because at the end of the day, I think this was a really important question. She was like, hey, I keep on having people tell me they're going to watch my video and then they disappear. Anybody ever experienced that before? Let me get milk carton in the comments, right? Milk carton, right? Have you ever sent somebody your video? Have you ever sent somebody the presentation for your business and they told you they were going to watch it, but then they disappeared? Anybody ever gone through that? Let me get milk carton in the comments if this is one you guys want to hear. If this is something that applies to you, if this is something that like you have dealt with before, because I hear this all the time. It's so simple. If this is something that can help you, let me get milk carton in the comments real quick. I know Jaken, you're rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? A Clubhouse. But let me get milk carton if you've ever gone through that. Anybody? Anybody? Okay. We yeah, I look crazy. I love it. Milk carton. It be happening. It happens. Okay. So check it out. This is what we're gonna do, right? What I want you to understand is that there are 2 ways to follow up on social media that you can use, right? There are 2 ways to follow up on social media when they don't respond. Now, when they ask me this, first of all, I'm real curious about how you're positioning this. Because if you keep on sending people videos, don't forget, spam is when you're assuming the position of the person with no evidence. That's spamming somebody. So I'm really curious on how you're setting this up. What kind of lead research have you done? How are you dealing with them? Because it's about knowing what your plan for them is, and it's about having a certain posture. So when you're reaching out to them, I want you to remember that it's all about you keeping a certain posture. You always got to be busy, okay? And then you always have to be certain in your belief. So what I mean is whenever you're reaching out to them, you got to make sure that you got things going on, and it's obvious you got things going on, right? But then the second thing about it is that I want you to understand that, you also have to be certain. You can't be dealing with them and then they start letting them bring down your energy. You hear me? So that's the first thing I want you to realize, that you got to have posture. And then also realize the length of your list is the strength of your disposition. It's the strength of your posture. You need to have so many messages out there at one time that you're not really focused on whether they responded to you right away, right? That's the second thing I want you to think about. If you're doing 2 a day, like you're supposed to be, if you're reaching out to 2 new people for your business every single day, that's 14 people a week. You hear me? That's 28 people a month. No. Excuse me. That's 14 people a week. So that's 28. That's 56 people a month, right? That's 28 people every 2 weeks. That's 56 people a month. You've got so many people to talk to. You're barely noticing they didn't respond. But with that said, 2 days later, what you might want to hit them with is a message like this. Hey, I know things get busy. You know, I'm busy too. Just wanted to make sure you saw this message, right? Hey, I know things get busy. I'm busy too. I just wanted to make sure you saw this message. You just send them that, right? We're all busy. You're keeping that posture. You got things to do. You ain't over talking them. You ain't sounding desperate. Your energy hasn't fallen off. And then maybe 4 days later, right? So 2 days later after that 2-day message, maybe you hit them with the, hey, sorry, I haven't followed up on this and been in touch. I've been really busy with, and then, you know, maybe it's the kids. Maybe there's some new launch your company had. Maybe there's some new product you coming out with, some new offer you don't put together for them. But you're like, man, sorry, I haven't reached out. I've been super busy on this. Sorry, I haven't reached out and followed up on this. I've been super busy with blank, right? How are you? Right? You end it with a little question like, how are you? You know, there are 2 words that you can use when you're responding to somebody in their inbox that always help. And that's this whole idea of as promised. Let me get that in the comments if you're rocking with us on Facebook. If you're rocking with us on Clubhouse, just write that in your notes. As promised. When you show up in their inbox and you say as promised, it's a beautiful thing. You want to know why? Because on one level, it works on 2 ways in their brain. When you say as promised, one, it shows you to be professional. It shows you to be somebody who has class. It shows you to be a man or a woman of distinction because you actually keep your word, and no one does that, right? But here's the other cool thing about showing up in their inbox at the time you said you would, right? Right? Not if you said you were going to be there at 7 o'clock, you ain't there at 7:01. You're not there at 6:59. You're there at 7 o'clock. And then you're like, as promised. What that does is show you to be a professional. But here's what else it does, y'all. It scintillates. It titillates. Because nobody promises to rob you. Nobody promises nothing bad. They're promising as promised. It's like already my brain is clicked on like, yay, something really cool is about to go down. Is that making sense to you? So this is how I would follow up. And I really appreciate that question. I really appreciate everybody who's been interacting with the newsletter. If you haven't joined the newsletter, make sure you go to millionaireminded.com and throw your email and your name in that box. As promised, a lot of times we're not following up the way we should because we're too emotionally attached to the result. So was that helpful? If that was helpful, then somebody give me as promised in the comments. You know, I just now gave you a 2-day follow-up. I just gave you a 4-day follow-up. Somebody give me follow-up in the comments if you caught that. I gave you a 2-day follow-up, and then 2 days later, I told you what to say. See, all you're doing is collecting stuff. So that leads us to the next. But before I go to the next question that we got in through email, anybody want to throw any questions out there? *6 will unmute your line. You can raise your hand on Clubhouse, or you can put it in the comments. I'll throw it on the screen, and then we'll get busy. Free Coaching Friday. Anybody got any questions? You know, we focus on the 7 categories that can change any business, right? If you look at your leads, how quality are the leads, the people that you're talking to? How quality are the relationships you're building would be the second one, right? With these leads, that's meaningful conversation. You know, the third one would be appointments. You know, what are you doing to make sure you give yourself some time between meeting this person and actually preparing for the meeting? You hear what I mean? Now, I'm not saying you have to spend a bunch of time on them before they've even expressed interest. That's not what we're saying. But what we are saying is that it is important for you to use this appointment time to do different things of research. Depending on how big ticket your item is, you might be selling murals, right? But then you might be selling Girl Scout cookies. Where murals, maybe I want to do a little bit of research before I approach them. Maybe I have some kind of idea for how this can help their movement or their brand before I even come to them. Maybe it's something where I can use some passions that I've gleaned from them. Does that make sense to you? right? So how am I using that appointment? That's category number 3. After that, it's presentation, right? Presentation. How am I making sure that what I say knocks out their objections before they even raise them? I already know what they're going to say. How can I make my presentation better? If you have questions about that, I'm saying, ask me. We're not going to know unless you ask. Conversion is category number 5, right? How good are you at closing? You know, what are you doing to close? How can we eke that percentage up a little bit? If right now you're closing 1 person out of 10, how can we make it so you close 2 out of 10? How can we make it so you close 3 out of every 10 you talk to? If you need help with that, ask. After that, we got follow-ups. Maybe you don't know how to follow up, like the queen that reached out to me from the email newsletter. So we just gave you 2 different ways to follow up this morning. And then category number 7 is upsells. You know, if you have no idea how to play it with your upsells, this may be a good time to kind of think about that. What's the difference between a trademark and a patent? A patent establishes that you own a process or that you own a technology. Okay. A trademark is when you own the name of it. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. That was her question. What is the difference between a patent and a trademark? If you're dealing in that world, then, you know, there are a bunch of patent and trademark attorneys you can find on Clubhouse, all kinds of places like that. So good question, Queen. Good question. All right. Anybody else got any questions before I go to the next one from email? Anybody else got any questions before I go to the next one from the email? You can raise your hand on Clubhouse, or you can, I'm sorry, on the phone line. I'm tripping, y'all.
All participants are muted and they can unmute themselves.
Sorry, y'all. I'm wild. But *6 will unmute your line. If anybody has any questions, we want to hear it. We want to hear it. No problem, Queen. No problem, Queen. *6 will unmute your line. If you're on the phone line, it's Free Coaching Friday, y'all. This is all about you and your business. What did you experience this week that you felt like could have went a little bit better? Anything you tried new that didn't work? Maybe you tried one of my techniques and you're like, Hazik, that crap didn't work. Maybe you tried one of my techniques and it did. We want to hear from you. Good morning, millionaire.
Good morning, King Hazik.
Good morning, Queen.
This is Patricia J. from Eshete calling from Arizona.
Good morning, millionaire.
Good morning. So we're here. Our team is here today, and we have a question for you. I'm going to start out with mine, and it's in regards to leads. So we're in a Chamber of Commerce event on the 26th of this month. And yesterday, we received an email from one of our ingredient suppliers that they are backlogged due to high volume orders. And we placed our order on the 8th. So we have samples for this event, for the goodie bags, but nothing to sell at this event at the Chamber. And the Chambers of Commerce says that this is one of their most popular events. So my question in regards to leads is, what do you suggest that we do to still capture the leads and the information from future clients that show interest in our product?
Incredible question, Queen. What kind of product is it? There are 2. One is the remedy, the pain reliever, and the other are our wellness and health and wellness products, which are weight loss and weight appeasement, appetite appeasers. I love it. So, when you said that one is a weight loss and then the other one is pain relief, who is the number one kind of, now watch this, y'all. I'm going through the revenue acceleration cycle, right? Okay, so first, we're talking about leads, right? Who is the perfect kind of lead for this type of product right here? Like, let me know a little bit about that. Like, who is the perfect type of lead for this? Who are you looking for? What kind of pain have you seen it just work miraculously with?
With any lower back pain, our target audience is still the truck drivers. However, this is all the different businesses that are in the community of where we are. Okay. So I'm trying to target anyone, and these are business owners and their families, anyone that has any type of pain, that just from being in pain from their job related or obesity related. And I'm trying to merge the two of them together because they do go hand in hand.
Sure.
Where you're getting pains and aches from being overweight, and most of the people are sitting at their desk. Well, this is a product that curbs your appetite so that you don't munch all day. And then there's a detox team that detoxes you to help eliminate that doesn't have you running to the restroom every 10 minutes.
Okay.
But in the interim, while you're still aching this weight gain,
got it.
we can control.
All right, so here's what we do, Queen. What we do is we put together an executive pack. What you want to do is you want to talk directly to the business people that are there in this building. And so what you do is you let them know that our executive packs are so hot that they're already sold out. But what we have is a report that we put together from you on best practices of business people using this. What studies have shown is that since COVID has come in, people are working constantly from home, which means they're constantly snacking. The quarantine 15 has come to your household. You're an entrepreneur because you caught the quarantine 15. Now your knees are about to start having problems. Now you're not able to focus as much because you're doing caffeine too much, and it's trapping you in this adrenaline fight or flight mode type thing, right? You big up all of the things that an entrepreneur is going through that your stuff helps with, and you create these sort of like these work from home survival kits, the work from home survival kit. And you get their email and their contact information so that they can get this blueprint you have, this 7-step blueprint for to help make sure that they are maintaining their resilience and their vitality in these 5 different categories or these 4 different areas that you've seen work from home people suffer. And it's becoming an epidemic all around the country. You see where I'm going with this, Patricia?
Fire. Woo!
Right? So it's like a something that appeals to this Chamber of Commerce audience, right? It's something that makes it so that you turn the fact that you're sold out into a positive, not a negative all of a sudden, right? And then also it's forcing you to drill down on a brand new niche that now, somebody in the crew might decide that's going to be their thing. They may decide this is going to be their thing, and they're just going to approach everybody with the work from home survival kit type thing.
Wow. Well, do I have them sign a paper for the email, or what? I mean, how do I frame it?
Yeah, now, best case scenario would be if you had a lead capture system already, some kind of attraction tool, but don't beat yourself up if you don't. And this event is about to go down tomorrow. Right now, yeah, just getting a clipboard. Like, oh my goodness, we did not mean to, we were not supposed to sell out already. If you want to stay up all night, go on Fiverr right now. What you do is get somebody to just do you a quick, you could do a really quick, have somebody on Fiverr do a really quick sign. And next thing you know, you have a professional look to this way that you're presenting this work from home survival kit. And then Ginger just said a good idea. She was like, you could do a raffle. And if you did a raffle, that would make everybody put their information in the bowl, sort of like that fish bowl concept we talk about in the academy, where if you make everybody put their business card in a fish bowl because you're raffling off an iPad or something like that, that's one level of it. But also what I'm looking for is concentrated leads. So if you raffle something off, maybe you raffle something off that makes it so that only people who are your perfect kind of customer are even interested in winning it. So maybe you're raffling off a lifetime supply or a month supply or a year's supply of this particular pain reliever. And then if they put that thing in there, they want what? Some pain relief, And so I love that idea too. Appreciate that, Miss Ginger Garrett. One time for our tribe, man. It keeps on coming. Okay. Was that helpful, Queen?
That was beautiful. Thank you for adding value to us. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you for being brave enough to speak up. Appreciate that. Okay, did you have another question, or was somebody else there in the group? Did they have a question?
Yes, sir. Here, I'm going to pass the phone over to him. Good morning.
Good morning, millionaire.
How are you?
I feel like a giant.
All right. Wonderful. I'm an inspiring web designer designing our company's website, and I would like to know if anyone on the call is familiar with WooCommerce and WordPress. I've been running into a bit of an issue with the payments and shipping configuration, and having them work on our website so that we can start serving our targeted audience in others.
Sure. So we're not really like a tech kind of resource for you, but what we do have is that a Facebook group called Entrepreneurship. If you put your request in Entrepreneurship, I guarantee you somebody in there has the expertise you're looking for, or they're going to know somebody who does. They used to say 6 degrees of separation. Man, listen, I think it's more like 5 today. 6 degrees of separation used to mean you're 6 people from anybody on the planet. But with all this connectivity, I wouldn't be surprised if we were 4 away. And so that's how I would play it. I would connect with a human being that's connected to a human being. So that way there's accountability, there's love, and you're able to take advantage of connections. And, that therefore you can keep money in the community. You can just kind of keep on building your local business structure and building your network, because you're becoming friends of your friends' friends. And so that's how I would play it. Somebody got the answer for you, Queen. And I would use this tribe. Like, this is a big old resource for you.
Okay, perfect. Now, what was that called one more time?
It's called Entrepreneurship. Our Facebook group is called Entrepreneurship. I'm going to throw it on the screen for everybody that's watching on YouTube and Facebook. But if you're rocking with us on Clubhouse, it's just like how it sounds. Entrepreneurship. I might have been a little too clever, because nobody can spell entrepreneur. We live in a world where more people misspell Warren Buffett than spell it the right way. Like, if you type in Warren Buffett, there are more searches for the wrong spelling of his name than the right spelling of his name. What a world. But anyway, yes, ma'am. And if worst comes to worst, just reach out to me through the text message system, because sometimes I can't even spell entrepreneurship. So. I'm just like, it sums up what we try and do. We try and nourish entrepreneurs. So, hey. All right.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so glad Arizona is in the house. All right. Anybody else before we right on? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, millionaire.
Good morning. Herman Wingfield.
Good morning, my brother.
Arkansas.
Okay, Arkansas in the house. Good morning. Good morning.
Wellness. I'm a product advocate for a health and wellness company. What did you say, Hazik? You don't know where the big city of Mama L's at?
Well, you represented well. What you got for us this morning?
Hey, my question is this morning. I know from Saturday's Kaizen that we recently Kaizen Academy that we recently had. Other questions that you gave us to ask or to pique interest or to talk to people in the initial stage of our revenue acceleration code. All right, it's a 2-part question. Number one, it's separate. Number one, my question is, I'm having a lot of, what is it about the I'm just curious that you said in the, for other people that kind of breaks the ice, and it puts the question in a way that you're not being so invasive, because I'm having a lot of success with it. I'm amazed that, just by saying I'm just curious with a lot of people, how they just change their demeanor instead of just asking or formatting my question, that same question in another way. And also, another question that I have, second part of that question is, when we're introducing our business and things of that nature, I try to shy away from telling or letting people know, or maybe just putting a financial number on what they can make in the business, because I know that all is involved in effort that will lead to their results. But how do you, because a lot of people they may have a financial burden that they're trying to take care of, and then a lot of people may want to join your business for the financial aspect of, well, that's what they do. They want to make some money. But how do you keep that within wraps and, let them convey that to them? Because I see a lot of your presentations and everything. How do you talk about the money aspect, but keeping it realistic also? So, number one, why is I'm just curious, having such a psychological effect on the people that I'm asking the question to? And number two, how do I explain the financial benefits of my business to an individual without making a promise that I can't keep or they can't keep it? Because I know in the long run, it's dependent upon their efforts. All I can do is give them the opportunity.
Right. So to that second one, the first one's easy, man. That's why we call it entrepreneurology. Because we're studying not just the mindset, but we're studying how the brain works. So there are certain phrases you can say that will make them automatically say no. And then there's certain things you can say that will make them automatically say yes. There's certain things you can say that will automatically close them off. And then there's certain things that you can say that will automatically get them cracking, And so when you say, I'm just curious, it's just one of those phrases. I could go through, the whole process of how electricity works, or you could just flip the light switch. Now, if you want to get into a little bit of the study of electricity, the reason that it's working is because your brain is working on a program. What you have is a program you have a bunch of programs that are running your whole body. You have programs that are making sure you remember to blink so your eye don't dry out and fall out your head. You have programs that are reminding you to shiver if it gets cold, so that you don't die. You got programs that remind you to sweat if you get hot so you can cool your body off. You have programs that are catching it. That's a noise outside, but that it ain't dangerous, right? And then see what happens is, because your brain is doing all of this to run your body on a subconscious level, your conscious mind can only listen to one thing at a time. So when you say things that spark curiosity, the brain is like, wait a minute, this might help us not die. It sounds crazy, but that's how your brain works. That's why if you walk up to somebody and you're like, hey, man, you know what I mean? Never mind. They're like, what? Oh, that's how you gonna do me? What? No, you can't do that. People will literally say, you can't do that. Like, what? You can't do that. Like, what you mean I can't do that? You can't do that. You're breaking where is this written that I can't do that? Nah, you can't just be like, what? And then never mind. Curiosity kicks in. It's a survival program. Does that make sense, Kermit? I hope everybody's catching this, y'all. That's why that magic words class was so important. If you're not in the Kaizen Academy, I want to encourage you to kind of ask yourself, like, why not? Like, what's the worst that can happen? You spend that little I told you I give you your money back, no questions asked. I don't care about the little $40 or the $100. You know what I mean? I care that you win. We're trying to expand the life expectancy of the entrepreneur. There are people that need your product. There are people that need your service. There are lives you're supposed to change. As a matter of fact, God done delivered you some pain specifically because there are people around you he wants you to impact, and you won't get off the couch unless he makes you. So now he done delivered a kid that needs some college money. Well, now he done delivered a car that the engine light done come on. You hear what I'm saying to you? You're supposed to be leveraging that pain for gain. And that happens through entrepreneurship, baby. That happens through you getting out here and using your problems to solve somebody else's. So we're here to help you get better. Go join the newsletter at least. All right, go at least join the newsletter. Go to millionaireminded.com, y'all, and join the newsletter. At least get yourself in place. Right now, we're about to go do our affirmations. If you're on Clubhouse, you're already in the right place at the right time. For everybody else, I hope this free coaching Friday was helpful. Rewind this episode so that you can write down what I said you do 2 days later. You can write down what I said you do 4 days later. I'm sorry I didn't get to the other question that was emailed in. We'll get to that next week or at some point this upcoming week. Saturday, still Amada CPA teaching financial literacy. Sunday is still my sister, Dr. Kadira, teaching wellness is the new wealth. But every morning it's Good Morning Millionaire. Millionaires, you can now call in if you want on the Millionaire Mind Line and do your affirmations with us. If you're watching on YouTube, don't sleep on the affirmations part, y'all. You're calling this world into existence. I can give you proof from my own life. I can give you proof from all the greatest that have ever done anything. And I am telling you for sure, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. It's like you're sitting in front of God and he just agree with you. Man, I can't do that. You're right. You can't. Man, I think I can do that. You're right. You can. You see what I'm saying to you? That's how this universe works. There are laws at work, right? And whether you're a priest or you're a prostitute, you jump off the building, you're going to hit the ground. That's a law. You hear what I mean? There are laws of cause and effect at work. And one of those laws is if you say it, then you'll start to see it, right? The things you think about are the things you bring about. So I want to challenge you to call in, even if you've never done that. Let's make this the most incredible Friday you've ever lived. Repeat after me, millionaires. I am so happy and